Hi everyone. So we've done some work at the wall. We've worked on our transverse contraction. Now I'm going to guide you through. This one is a abdominal exercise, but it is also a great one to bring mobility and a form of stability to your pelvis. So this is a really great one to kind of test and check the health of your pelvis and the health of your mobility. So all you'll need for this one is a blanket to pad underneath your knees. Let's go. So these are pelvic tilts. Setting up your blanket. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees around underneath the hips. Be mindful. I'll take this off so you get a better view of what's going on. Be mindful that you're not collapsing into the low back or through the shoulders. So we're pressing into our hands to create some support and structure through the mid and upper back. And then we still have a lumbar curve, so we're not rounding through the low back as yet. It kind of might feel like that, but you have integrity. So you're drawing the belly up and the front ribs up, rather than letting everything kind of crash down, yeah? Pressing into the shins, pressing into the hands, drawing those front ribs up. Neck is long. Take a deep breath in and let your bottom stick out. So you're just moving your pelvis. So the ribs stay where they were. Exhale, tilt your pelvis under and wrap your abs in, that transverse contraction. So my spine goes flat. It doesn't round, it goes flat. Breathing in, let the pelvis move, stick your bottom out. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forwards, wrap the belly up. Now, something to be really mindful of here is it is not cat-cow. So if your mid-back is starting to move with this, allow that to stay still. That gives a good gauge that the pelvis hasn't got the mobility we desire, right? Because the compensator is in the spine. So here we go. You might even need to film yourself doing this to get a good gauge of what's happening. Okay, breathing in, sit bones stick out, belly relaxes. Exhale, pelvis tilts forwards, wrap the abs up. Go for 4 more with me. Breathing in, bum sticks out. Exhale, wrap. Tilt just the pelvis forwards. 3 more. Feel the outsides of the ribs wrapping in. Ribs, abdominals, wrapping in and up. Last one. And then release. So the more easily you can flip-flop the pelvis moving independently than the spine getting involved, the healthier we know our hips are. Again, if the hips are moving, excellent. It's still a great exercise to do because it still incorporates that wrapping of the abdominals in and drawing back. It's also a great one to do if anyone is pregnant and such, that wrapping in of the abdominals in a tabletop position, and that freedom for the pelvis, for anyone in that vein as well. So I hope that is really helpful for you to see. If you want to expand on this, just to say another reference, so when you feel like you are getting that great motion and movement of stability and mobility, so the hips don't feel like they're being compromised or the spine isn't being compromised, you can start to play with Kapalabhati in this. So that would look something like this. So Kapalabhati, breathing in, letting the belly relax. And then those sharp exhales. So that's just a demonstration for you. So what happens is your breath in is passive, where you let the belly expand. and your exhale is sharp and you're pulling your belly back. Now, again, with what you just saw me do, my pelvis was naturally moving with it because my hips are free enough to let my pelvis move. Now, when I first started doing this, there was barely any movement in my pelvis. So again, it's just something that you need to nurture and work with. If the hips are quite rigid, that's just where you are, it's where you're at, and know over time the hips will get more freedom as you progress and as you understand yourself in this work. And you know, if Kapalabhati is new to you, then maybe try it in some other ways before you do it in this way. I hope that is helpful and useful, and any questions, you know where I am.